Hi ladies, today I wanted to talk to you about your personality and how to bring a bit of personality into both your workspace and your home. Now this is what I notice with a lot of people and their workspaces. They're very bland, so they throw in a desk and they throw in a shelf and a bit of storage. But what a lot of people are failing to do is show who they are, represent their personality. We should be able to look at your workspace and look at your house and get a pretty good sense of who are you? You know, what do you love? Hello, Julie. What are the things that you've been doing with your life? Are you a traveler? Are you a collector? We should be able to see that in your spaces. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. They look at magazines and they think, oh, that's lovely. I'd like to have a room like that. But hello, Vanessa. What you're failing, Vanessa's my walking partner this morning. We had a lovely walk along the Brisbane River. It was just beautiful. And I love our little chat. So thanks, Vanessa. What we failed to do is to show people who we are in our homes and in our workspaces, and we kind of hide a little bit, and we think a workspace is where we go just to get our work done, and we just sort of shut ourselves in there. But you need to surround yourself with things that are really beautiful and things that resonate with you. So if you look behind me, for example, and I'm not saying my office is perfect, it certainly isn't, but the painting behind me, I painted. If you look over to those little framed paintings on the walls, some are things I've collected at antique stores. Some of it is screen prints and work that I've created myself. There's pictures there that I bought in Italy at antique stores. Some of them I've bought from little artists. Behind me, the globe is my childhood globe from when I was a kid. The rosary beads came with, children's first communions, things like that. So you get the picture. What I'm trying to do is layer my space at home with things that mean something to me and things that show who I am. Now you need to kind of start doing the same. And what I'm noticing is your spaces, a lot of you have walls. Hello, Jean. Walls that are blank. There's nothing happening on your walls, and it's not telling us anything about you. And I'm sure in your cupboards you've probably got photos and you've probably got old prints and old bits of art that need to go up and start to, put them together to show who you really are. So I guess the next challenge is to find things that you love and find things that show who you are and what your passions are. And I want you to start to move those things into your workspace one by one. Now you might say, I don't know how to put it together. And I understand that is a dilemma, but you can see just this little wall. Where's my hand? Over here behind me. They're just all different frames. They're all things I've loved that I've collected over the years. And I just kind of started to piece them together into a gallery wall like that. So you don't have to worry about getting it all lined up. You can create a gallery wall like this. All the little bits and pieces that I find in behind me here, these are just things I've collected that I love and I put together. And somehow when you do that, it makes it really work for you. So that's your challenge. I really want you to try and find things from your travels. Like I was talking to Jean just online here before. Jean takes women overseas on tours just like I do. And she must have the most amazing collection of things from her trips. And she'd have photos of women from her trips and all sorts of things. That's what Jean needs to put on her walls. That's going to show us who Jean is. So, Vanessa and Julie and anyone else joining this group, show us who you are. Vanessa's a graphic designer. Perhaps she blows up beautiful works that she's created for people. She creates beautiful, photography, food photography, big pictures of her food photos on her wall, so that if she does go live or if anyone visits her in her office, it represents who she is. Even if no one ever goes into that office, you know who you are, and you want to turn up in a space every day that feels really good. So ladies, stop playing it small. What about hanging without damaging walls? Well, you're always going to have to put a hole in a wall, Jean. That's the thing. That's the nature of hanging stuff. You can get pretty good ones now that actually stick on, and they take up to 20 kilos or something, some of these little hooks. If you go to Bunnings, I'm not sure in the States, for those people who are listening from the States, I'm not sure what your equivalent of Bunnings is, but you can get stick-on ones that carry a lot of weight, Jean. So if you go to Bunnings and ask them, you can get them. They literally peel off the wall as well. They're kind of, and you can also get Velcro ones that stick on, and you can put Velcro on the back of your paintings and your pictures, and you can put Velcro on the wall that peels off, and you can literally put them on like that as well. So there are ways around it, Jean, and there are reasonably good products on the market. If it's really heavy, oh, you can get them from Coles too, can you, Vanessa? Okay, awesome. So Coles has them as well. Fantastic. So there are ways around it. You know, with big, heavy items, sometimes you just need to do the hole-in-the-wall thing. But if you're a bit scared, try the stick-on ones, Jean. So, yeah, all right. But the thing is, don't be too scared here, because a lot of people wait until it's all perfect and they're worried about damaging a hole and putting a hole in the wall. If you put a little hole in the wall, it's a little pin, and you have to just go back with a little bit of putty, you know, the wool putty, and fill in that little hole. Sometimes you can't even tell it's there. So, you know, be a little bit brave. Sometimes you have to take a bit of a risk, but you can put them all on the ground first if you want, if you get a collection of things, and map it out on the ground how it would look, and then you can put it up on the wall and start to piece it together like that. So Julie, if you've got any specific questions, honey, jump on and ask them. But it's all about showing your personality today. And the other thing I want to say is, don't be scared of just bringing some plants in too. Even if you have to go out into your garden and hack a bit of greenery from your garden and put them in a pot, there is something really incredibly refreshing about being in your office all day but having the outside in. So I'll go out and get a bit of ginger plant and I'll hack it down and put it in my pot here, or I'll go out and, you know, get some strelitzias, or you know, whatever I've got, even if it's just you know, a simple little flower or something. I always try and have something live in my space as well. So Jean, I know you whipped in and made fantastic progress with your space. Vanessa, we talked to this morning about you doing something with your space. Go and do something little, even if it's just tiny little tweak today. Just do something and tell us how it makes you feel, because I know when I'm in a space that feels like it's me, I can create way much more, you know, so much more stuff. Anyway, love to you all, ladies, and jump into the group and share your wins. And Jean, I want to see all those treasures you dig out that we talked about online before. I want to see some of those in your office by at least the end of the weekend. All right, bye.